My name is Jean Balle, and I was born in Estacada in my grandmother's maternity ward. Something very difficult happened to me, and my dad loved to gamble. His outlet for any fun in his little mill town was playing with cards with the guys. He had written a check for money he lost that night for $150, which was a month's wages at that time. And I remember that I had written a note saying, "Daddy, I'm sleeping with Mom tonight, and so sleep in my room, I'll see you tomorrow," something like that. So the next morning I get up down the hall to my bedroom and open my bedroom very carefully and just glanced across the bed to where the bed was, and the bed had not been slept in. And he had committed suicide in my bedroom on the floor. I think about it a lot. It comes in anything that's that tragic in your life. But boy, I put a wall around myself. Nobody's going to hurt me like that again. And how could Daddy do that to hurt Mom like that? Well, I know now, but I didn't realize then. But it was just really searching for love. And then you meet men. It's not too good of a combination as far as living the way God would have us live. There was this period when I, like I say, had this poor self-image and thinking about all the things I'd done, and I don't want anybody to ever know about my past. And lo and behold, what does God do? It was so clear when He led me to come downstairs to be with those teens. I certainly know God's been working in my life, because now I'm actually eager to share. And the times that there's needs down there with those teens, especially the way times are now, I believe with all my heart God's going to recycle these things so that I can help them. Now it's like, now I'm beginning to see, because I used to think, what am I doing down here with these kids? And I did that for about 4 years. And I see now when I look back, it's taken that long for the kids to accept me, for me to feel comfortable with the kids, to really want to help them, and really have a relationship individually with them. My ongoing prayer is, with all my heart, that I could stay down there until maybe, I don't know what God's plan is, but I feel like I'm not going to be able to walk or whatever until the time. God has someone in the wings to come down there and be in the same place. Because some of those kids don't have a grandma. Some of them don't even have a relationship with a mother, and one that would be enabled by Christ to talk to them about things. Picture this. It's a weekend. Our daughter, our oldest daughter, Kay, she'd been praying that she could give her testimony to me. She said, "Mom, I want to ask you something." She said, "Are you a Christian?" "Am I a Christian? What do you mean, am I a Christian?" And later she said, "I knew right away you weren't." I loved it. And so she said, "Well, let me tell you, Mom, something happened to me. Took all pressure off." And she told how she had come to the end of herself and knelt at the bed and asked Christ to be her Savior. I thought, God, I've been in this study a year, and I didn't really know you. I don't know you, and I never have done what she said. We pulled into our driveway in Lake Oswego. He pushed the button. Up goes the garage door. Out of the car go I, go up the stairs, into the bedroom, shut the door, get on my knees, ask Christ to be my Savior. I wrote that I may know Him and the power of His resurrection and the fellowship of His suffering, so that I may be conformed to the image of Christ. Kate called me. She had me turned in my Bible to 1 John 3. I have no greater happiness than knowing that my children are walking in truth. Well, 2 weeks later, she was killed in an automobile accident. Nothing in my life ever, and never will, hurt like that did. She didn't die immediately. Her heart, when we went in, the doctor took me out, and he was angry. I mean, you could tell, he said, we have never had anybody come into this hospital in her condition. She should be dead. He said, look at this. He said, this is her heart. And her heart had split. Her heart had broken. Her kidneys weren't working. Her liver wasn't working. Everything was shut down. But we went in, and she reached out and grabbed our hands. So I knew she knew we were there, you know. That was a real blessing to know that. There is the first prayer, the inner prayer, the I want. Oh, God, please don't take her. You know, your first prayer. The next time I went in, when she came out with another report, I said, oh, God, I want whatever you want. Whatever you want, that's what I want. The final prayer that I prayed, and I know He's answering it, and that is, God, whatever would bring you the most glory. And I just feel like my life has been that, because I really totally turned it over to Him to work. On the corner where the accident happened, Kay and I'd be talking on the phone, and she'd say, Mom, I'm praying for this neighborhood, because she said, I don't think there's a Christian in the neighborhood. And she said, you know what? And this is what sticks with me. I especially praying for the guy on the corner. Well, who did God have run out when they heard the crash, came out, knelt down by her? He went afterwards to the church, and he said, I want to know what that gal had, that she wanted to know how I was and to tell me that she'd been praying for me. So I guess my point is that God used her right up to the end, you know, right up to the very end. Any way that God can use me and my past to help them, that this is such a vital time in life right now. I mean, in this era is so important. So it's so important that individually those kids have a walking, earnest hunger, thirst for Christ.